I know I've been gone for a bit, but honestly, you would not believe the month of April I've had. First, I broke my front tooth, hence the voiceover. School has been getting increasingly more difficult, which shouldn't surprise me, but I am. And I've had family come out again. Apparently, Vegas is more exciting when you don't live here. But I'm happy to be back, and I definitely have books to talk about. My name is Raquel. This is where we come to celebrate and explore Black books. So, in today's video, we are doing a Q1 reading wrap up. I read 67 books during the first quarter of the year, but it's not about the numbers. This is about the books that stood out, what surprised me, the few disappointments, and the ones that are still replaying in my mind. So, overall, the quarter has been about stepping out of my comfort zone. So, let's get into it. We're going to start out with the books that surprised me. And the first one is Therapy Session by D. Scott. This book is about a couple who wants to try something new in their bedroom and goes to a therapist to help them make it happen without destroying their marriage. Now, this one surprised me because it's erotica. And if I'm being honest, erotica does not always work for me. Sometimes the story gets lost behind the spice, but this book reminded me that just because a book is erotic, it does not mean that it can't still have a good storyline. I was engaged the whole time. I enjoyed every minute of it. And honestly, I can appreciate a book when it gives me more than I expected. Next is On Sunday She Picked Flowers. This was completely out of my comfort zone, and somehow it ended up being the best book for this quarter. It blends historical fiction, horror, and fantasy. And with that combination, you have to know that it can go left really quick. But it worked. The MFC was traumatized by her family. One day she decided enough is enough. She blacked out on her mother and goes to live in a haunted forest alone. I'm not sure I could do this book justice without spoilers, so I'm going to leave it right there. But get the book. You won't be disappointed. This was a great book. I loved it. This is another one of the best reads for this quarter. The thing is, aside from the books that disappointed me, all of these books can go in each category interchangeably. Next is Hear My Heart. Now, this one says women's fiction, but it reads like erotica with BDSM attached. I was not expecting this at all. Initially, all I knew is that somebody was deaf. And really, that was all I needed. And just a little side note, I studied ASL in college. So, yeah. Anyways, um, so the main female character, all her life, she's made to feel less than. So in college, she meets this dude who tells her he loves him, and she believes him because she really has no frame of reference. She meets this dude in college. He tells her he loves her, and she believes him until a real man comes along when she is most vulnerable and most lonely, and he actually ups the ante. He shows her what love is really about. And so her fiance, yeah, he just out of luck. But he wasn't worth it anyway. Because of this book, I need to read more Tay Monet. And the last surprise in this category was I, Medusa by Anya Gray. YA is just naturally not my lane. I need some adults doing adult stuff. This one was Greek mythology and there was Medusa. So I was like, oh no, I have to see what's going on. And thankfully, it did not disappoint. Now, what surprised me most about this particular book was a sweet teenage girl with the nickname of Medi. And it shows how she becomes the evil goddess with the snakes hissing on her head. Sometimes the concept alone can pull you in, but when it execution matches, that's a beautiful thing. This was a really, really good book. I loved seeing Medusa as a young girl. We're going to move on to the best books. And I'm starting out with PSFU by Natisha Rayner. Now, y'all know I love me a strong woman. And I also love when a character learns a lesson, grows stronger, and comes out better on the other side. An 8-year relationship going nowhere, but she stays because she loves him, right? When it's over. She's not looking back. She ain't got nothing for him. But the man being a man, thought all he had to do was blow some BS in her ear and she would come back. Not only did she not come back, but she elevated her life in every way possible. She was like, yeah, you thought I couldn't do better. I could show you better than I could tell you. In my opinion, she absolutely won. Now there's a part two. It's called P.S. Come Healed. And I can't wait to get into that. Can't wait. And next is Respectfully Kennedy, another strong woman. Um, and she doesn't she isn't overly emotional. Actually, Kennedy is one of those people who her aura, her essence, her energy will take over the room. I love that. So I respect the characters who can feel something and still move strategically. Relic has been treating women badly since book one, The Art of Hood Love. And I do believe Kennedy is his karma. All that he gives to Kennedy, he gives freely, even the game he gives her. But you do know that at some point, the student does become the master, and this is what I believe is going to happen between them. I think they're going to get together, but I do think she's going to play him one good time, or maybe that was the end, was the play. I don't know, but I need the next book immediately. Next is Betting on You by Tatum James. This is only my second book by Tatum James, and I enjoyed this one. It had a little intrigue, a little suspense, and the romance still landed. So the main female character has a baby with her boss. And if you can imagine how difficult that can be. So he's using her career and the baby to kind of manipulate her. The funny thing is, men always think they have a woman in the bag up until she shows him differently. This was a very mild read, but it was good. It was exactly what I needed at the time. So it has the makings of that urban fiction, only it kind of stayed in that romance lane. But I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna have to check out some more of Tatum James. And next we have Problematic by Lady Nisha. I can always appreciate a hard luck story. So it's something about watching people go through, fight through, and still keep moving. It hits every time for me. So this book was so vivid. It played like a movie in my head. You have two adults, young adults in the music industry. One is a superstar and the other one is I guess you could call him a ghetto superstar. And they're both bringing up the people around them, making all sorts of sacrifices in order to have these people in their lives. Um, but it isn't quite at this point, because there is a part two. It isn't quite, it's starting to get a little rocky. And I cannot wait for part two. Lady Nisha, you are guaranteed depth, a laugh, and possibly even a tear or two. This was really, really good, but I expect nothing less from her. And then the last book in this category is Bad Seed by Mary Monroe. Now, this is one of those books where women are going to be making moves, there are going to be plot twists coming, and somebody might get taken out. That's Mary Monroe all the time. You can count on it. But this is about a woman who inherits a restaurant from her parents. So by the time, because she works there as a kid, but by the time she becomes an adult, her parents pass away and she has this restaurant. She is really a well to do single woman. So you've got this guy who comes along and he's really a con man. Now, the rest you'll have to read. There's nothing like a Mary Monroe book. I guarantee you that. She is one of those people who is a must read for me. I don't need to know what it's about. I just need to know she wrote it. Much respect to Mary Monroe. Now we're going to move into the books that disappointed me. There's only two, which is really good out of 67 books. The first one is Ken by Tayari Jones. Now, let me be fair. There was nothing wrong with the book. My issue is expectation, and that's on me, not the writer. I love The American Marriage. It is one of my all time favorites. And so, between the author's name and the hype around the release, I expected something that would move me in a way that had the same hype, or it would give me the same emotions as The American Marriage, and it did. I expected to connect with one of these two characters, and I didn't. So it's about two best friends who grow up together. One of the friends loses her mother, she passes away. The other friend, her mother leaves. And so they are growing up, they become young adults. They're like 18. One girl goes off to college. The other girl kind of leaves home with not so much as a note and goes off to find her mother. And so they're both on these two different journeys. Um, all I can really say is that it was okay. You know, sometimes that's just fine. Like, next is Raw by Jessica Watson. I was so disappointed in this book. I did not even want to finish it. I tried to figure out what didn't work for me in this book. And what I really think it was is that I did not like Raw. He did not, they didn't introduce him as like a good guy. They didn't give him any wonderful attributes. They didn't pull you in to let you down. It was like a letdown from the beginning as far as his character was. There was never anything likable about him. He messed over everybody he came in contact with. He lied, he manipulated, he, just did all the work. So there was really nothing about him to like. And therefore, I struggled through this entire book, over 400 pages. But lastly, we're going to get into the books that I cannot stop thinking about. First is Tangled Hearts. This book felt so real for me. Now, honestly, I don't remember when I read this book. I don't know if it was this quarter or last quarter, but I do know that it is still on my mind. It is basically about these kids growing up and becoming adults, living the best way they know how, making mistakes, and getting better as they go along. Like, I am connected to the characters. I really wish the book was longer. There was a part two, something. I don't know. I don't even know how you can make a part two. But if she made it, I'd read it. It was so good to me. And next we have the Dillinger series by Kimberly Brown. My only regret with this series is that I read it out of order. I enjoyed this series so much. It is about five brothers, rich, handsome, intelligent, a part of a major underground organization, each having their own specialty at what they do within that organization. Now, it's a family organization. They all have the same father, but a few of them have different mothers. But all of the mothers are friends and in their lives. And I know that kind of sounds crazy to some people, but personally, I feel like if you have children with multiple parents, the best way to parent them is to all be friends. That is what the village is. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. This was a very good saga. It gave me generations, loyalty, tension, power shifts, secrets. Oh my God, all the good stuff that I love. This is a series I am seriously considering rereading in order. And then last but not least, Black Godfather by Quan. Now, Quan is easily one of the best urban fiction writers to me. This particular book, Black Godfather, has so much potential. It left off on a cliffhanger, what could be the next Animal. I loved Animal. Animal, it hurt my feelings to know that the Animal saga was ending. And I'm really hoping that this one is his next big hit. I enjoyed the story. It is about a guy who goes to, well, he's hanging out. He's a teenager about to graduate high school. He's hanging out in the wrong circles, decides to go to the military, goes to the Marines, gets in the Marines, goes to the special ops team, winds up in prison in Panama or Colombia, some third world country, where he comes back home to see his community in a disarray. I can see it. I need a good 5 books with this. Now, not by any means do I think that Quan is listening to this video. However, Quan, I need you to make that happen. I need like 5 books on the Black Godfather. I'll take 4, but 5 preferably. Anyway, this was a really good beginning. It was engaging. It was good. The setup was there. That's why I could just see it happening. He is gathering the guys for his support. He's gathering the money, and he's gonna get the girl because they always get the girl, right? I can see it. So I need you to make that happen for me, Quan. So that was my Q1 reading wrap up. Some books entertained me, some surprised me, and some are still running around in my brain. And honestly, what matters the most is not how many books you read, but what you get out of what you read. So I truly enjoyed this. Let me know if there were any books that surprised you this year. And if they did, what were they? If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time,